endless blue ocean
The
represents
ramen messed me up last night, so I need to recover for Bulldog later.
Its counterpart is
The ramen messed you up?
that has way too many
What the
competitors
heck?
and is a headache.
Do you want to eat Bulldog?
One of the best examples of the blue ocean strategy is what Tesla did with EVs. They seemingly created
Wait,
the
we can duel
market
people,
from thin air,
yes.
and then other competitors
Duel
came in to
is
try and get
on.
a piece of that pie. So now, of course, the EV market is a red ocean market, no longer a blue ocean one. For a while, people assumed that gacha games were a red ocean market. I mean, why wouldn't it be? The narrative was established. Gacha games targeted a very specific demographic.
What the frick?
And that demographic
What am I looking at?
wanted to spend an insane amount of money on very hot women. But recently, we've come to find out that not only was this incorrect, it actually couldn't have been further from the truth. Infold came in and made us truly understand that the gacha game industry wasn't really a red ocean market just yet. There was still potential to create a blue ocean market, and that's exactly what they did. The well-known male demographic that wanted to collect wives and spend way too much money on them, they targeted the female.
It should be just like how I explained it, unless we mess something up, baby. Let's go.
Way too much money on them. But targeting the female demographic didn't just end there. Infold saw very lucrative opportunities that other studios were not taking advantage of and proceeded to release their newest title, Infinity Nikki, which was a gacha game, but at its core was a dress-up game. It was an open-world game with the goal of dressing up.
It's
your
a
character in
exclamation
different
point
outfits that
souls.
you loved, and
You see how many souls you guys
onto
have.
something. When the game released, it received immediate success, reaching 10 million downloads on all platforms, PC, mobile, and even PS5. This is extremely impressive even for a free-to-play game. It's ridiculous. It truly showed that there was a demographic in gacha games that was ignored for years, and Infold was finally able to give them what they wanted. So how the hell did they manage to go from a rating of 4.2 stars out of 5 on release when it came to the Google Play Store to now finding themselves at 1.8?
Reaper is
with
3.
their other games like
May's
London
number
Deep
1.
Space also being
Big W May.
affected
It's because
by
May won the
crossfire,
duel,
sitting
right?
at 3.3 stars out of 5 on the Google Play Store,
Lovesick, thank you for the raid.
as opposed to 4.2 just a couple of months prior.
Welcome,
And
Raiders.
let's not forget the fact that Infinity Nikki released on Steam and is now sitting at a
Hopefully you had a good
mostly
good
negative
stream.
review. How could such a successful game that truly created a new segment in gacha, a genre that's existed for over a decade, fall from grace so quickly and so violently? Well, there are actually many reasons.
I've never played Infinity Nikki.
together.
Yeah, I did, thank you.
Yeah, hope you're ready.
Okay, make sure
Let's
you get some rest,
do
okay?
you know what's more rare than a
Get some rest
double
now
win?
that you've
Finding
been
a
streaming.
gacha game that
You
doesn't
can stay
have
tuned
the
here, or
50-50 system. You just get
you
the
can,
character
grab
you
some
want. Isn't that
snikes.
crazy? After player feedback, this
did
is
good today.
exactly what Idere Restart did during their beta. Look, this game didn't reinvent the wheel. They took something that already works, which is turn-based combat, and added their own twists to it. You have some really cool sci-fi looking characters and a lot of interesting synergies. Not to mention,
My sister
a lot
plays
of cool
Nikki. I'm hung
animations
up on
too.
Love and Deep
But the
Space.
twists don't end in the combat. No, they stretch
Can you
all the
fight?
way over to
Can you
the
even
summons.
battle in Love and Deep Space? Can you battle? I've never played, or I don't think I've seen gameplay of Love and Deep Space. Can you battle with them?
One summon costs 100 gems, not 160,
Yes,
which
really?
is the gacha standard. It's already way cheaper. Not to mention that when you start the game, you get a targeted summon banner.
We
which
need a
lets you
dual
get any
cooldown?
of
I thought we already did. Am I crazy, Jerry? Shall we?
the SSR characters on release in just 40 pulls. You then
There's a
proceed to
10-minute
build these
user cooldown
characters,
and a
giving them
5-minute
different
global.
gear and upgrading their stats, all in preparation to either join a guild, which there are many of, you can even create your own guild, or joining the Global Invitational Tournament. You see, this game has PvP, but not the kind of PvP you're used to.
Zenaya. Did you just spell duel with A? Okay.
This isn't pay to
It's
win.
not-
It really all comes down to player skill. And you know what the best part about
not
this
working,
is? This
guys.
game is already out. It came out on June 5th,
It's not working for some
If you're
reason.
interested, make sure
I'm
to click
sorry.
the link in the description or
sorry.
the pinned comment.
It's 'cause you-
and download
it's 'cause
the
you
game
don't have your
today.
glasses.
Thank you so much, Idere Restart, for sponsoring this video. Alright, so Infold has actually been around for over a decade now. The first game they've ever released was in 2012, and it was called Nikki Up to You. It was the first entry in the series of Nikki, and it was also a dress-up game, although still not very well known at the time. Now, to be clear...
Wait, so with Infinite Nikki, you can't battle, right? With Infinite Nikki? I don't think. Because they only gotcha on this game, because I've seen a video of it. The only thing you get is dresses, if I'm correct.
Developer for these games has always been Paper Games, a Chinese game developer.
You can battle, but I
in
don't think it's the
2022,
same as other games, really.
they launched Infold, their new international brand. 2024 was a very big year.
It's
for
mostly
Infold because
dress
they
up.
released two titles that truly revolutionized gacha. One of those games is
Oh, it was in seconds? Sure, you can make it seconds until the first hour is up. I don't mind. So people can enjoy what the souls feel like to use.
Love in Deep.
Yo, isn't this guy Silas? Dude, this guy was all over my Twitter page. Why is his name spelled wrong?
Space. This game truly showed us once and for
His
all.
name is spelled like the you know, like in the old days, like the old touchscreens, like a stylus but without the T. Like the little plastic pen.
Females are not only as horny as men when it comes to their gacha games, but they make men look like rookies in comparison. Listen, bro, I'm not making this up, okay? Once upon a time, I streamed this game, and let me tell you, dude, you literally get pounded. Like, literally. Like,
What?
I'm not even joking. There are cutscenes where you're getting pounded by these male characters.
Wait, for real?
All right? Like, this is next level, and guess what? It made more money than we could have ever imagined. Ever since its release.
Wait, what?
It has been consistently in the top 3 biggest revenue generators in the entire gacha space. Look at this. It's making over 50.
It's the sales it takes a hot middle-aged guy with a big dragon.
$50 million a month.
Wait, you
Sometimes
actually
making
get pounded?
90 million, making games like Genshin
That's crazy.
Impact, Honkai Star Rail, whatever else, look like amateurs. You understand? Things were clear as day. There was a market for these games, and they wanted
Oh my gosh. Look at how much money these guys are making.
more. Now look, when it comes to success in life, it's a combination of hard work and luck. In 2024, the Roblox game Dress to Impress was
Hello, hot check.
absolutely blowing up. And people, whether it be male
It's inferred,
or
not
female,
actual
were having
pointing.
a lot of fun dressing up their character in this goofy ass game. All of a sudden, dress up games became very mainstream. So
Very.
of course, when Infinity Nikki launched in December 2024, the idea
And
of
that's why I've spent thousands on that game. Thousands.
dress up game went from niche to mainstream, and people were very excited about it, resulting in its massive success. Yes, even though their website got hacked with this wonderful, wholesome message telling people to evaporate their soul out of their body, it still managed to do great.
Thousands.
Cute, wholesome game in which you can just sit there and make up these
Oh my
awesome outfits
gosh.
in an open world setting. And
Thousands.
hey, what else is there to ask for? And the gacha aspect of this game wasn't related to
I can't imagine
characters,
spending
it was related
thousands on
to
a game.
outfits, or at least outfit pieces.
I'm
And
poor.
these were some of the outfits
I'm just a
that you could
poor
earn
boy
through gacha pulls.
out
The
on the
community
streets of New
absolutely
York.
fell in love with them. And speaking of community, they quickly
Read all
took on the
about
reputation
it.
of being wholesome and generous. Their positivity was seen as a beacon of hope.
Extra,
in the midst of all the
extra.
gacha drama that goes on
Read all about it.
24/7 with people
I'm single,
comparing
I
their
can
favorite
afford
game
it.
versus someone else's favorite game. At this point, it was hard to think that anything could go wrong. Infold was on a roll until they weren't. While the game did enjoy a lot of players, the revenue wasn't really reflecting its success. From December 2024 to January 2025, it made 50% of its revenue both in the Chinese markets and in the Western markets.
After this hour, I would love to know who is leading on the chat right now. I would love to know, after all this gamba, who is leading.
It certainly wasn't making as much revenue as a game like Love in Deep Space, and red flags started popping up until a nuclear eruption.
Pakitis, hello.
Steam is easily one of the best reasons to ever become a PC gamer.
Extra,
Valve has proven
extra,
time and
read
time
all
again that
about
they're
it.
the only people to be trusted running
This is my
a
real
platform
voice,
like
confirmed.
this. There's a reason why it has so many people using it every single day. So of course, getting your game on this platform is a big deal because not
Should we make a
everyone
game,
is
guys,
going to
and get it
download
on
your
get it on
content.
Steam?
There are many PC gamers who prefer to have everything in their Steam library, and if it's not the case, it's a deal breaker. Seeing that
True.
revenue was on the downward trend,
Yes.
Infinity Nikki was on the hunt for new players. So launching on Steam was an easy way to do that. Now look, usually
Cheeseball
paid games
game.
before releasing have pre-orders.
Cheeseball game that plays like Peggle. Just, I'm shooting cheese balls instead of like little Peggles.
That helps a company understand how much demand there is for the game, if the marketing's effective, and brings in some much needed cash before the game's release date. With gacha games though, seeing that they're free to play, they have something called pre-registration. If you make an account on their website, you pre-register. And if they meet
I have
pre-registration
no
goals,
souls.
as you
Wait,
can
Bing
see
Bong, you have no souls? Let me see. Do exclamation point souls.
here, you get rewards for each tier. Every single
News.
gacha game does
Yes,
this
Alan.
because it
This
helps
is
drive
news.
hype in anticipation of its release date. But there's no such thing as pre-registering on Steam. What there is though is the ability to wishlist a game you want to have, and you can do that for games that haven't released yet. So Infinity Nikki went ahead and set goals like they would in a pre-registration, but this time they'd be tied to the Steam wishlists.
Bing bong. Wait, why are you not getting
four
souls?
different tiers here. The first one being 10,000 wishlists and it gives you a live wallpaper. The second one being 50,000 wishlists and it gives you concept art. The third goal is 100,000 wishlists.
Let's have fun, man.
A bunch of resonance.
Playing 4 hours of this stuff.
What are resonance crystals? Well, this is the gacha currency you need to wish or gamble and get new outfit pieces. There are 2 types of banners that you can wish on in the game. The first one being a limited banner. This only comes in for like 2 to 3 weeks and you need revelation crystals for it. The other banner is a permanent banner. It never leaves. And for this, you need resonance crystals. So 100,000 wish list was showing resonance crystals. Awesome. But the fourth and final goal being at 200,000 wish lists was the final surprise, showing a shape of a gacha currency. People assumed that this one would be the revelation crystal, what you need to pull on the limited banner, which is probably the most important currency in the game. This only made sense because 200,000 was double the last goal, and the last goal was going to give you resonite crystals anyway. So of course, seeing that this
gonna go so I can shower and do stuff. Okay, cocky this. Be back though, okay? Be back.
Very wholesome and tight-knit, they went ahead and wishlisted the hell out of this game on Steam, even though many of them already had the launcher. They reached 100,000 and then they managed to reach 200,000.
200.
Notice something
I will return.
Weird.
I expect you to
return. The official
resume.
Infinity Nikki account completely changed the image. It went from this, with the fourth and final image potentially looking like a revelation crystal, to it just being a chest.
Wait, they lied. They lied, bro. Wait, so they just got rid of it. They just got rid of their rewards. That's crazy.
Of resonite crystals like the third one. So in the first image, the 100,000 wish list.
Girl in battling sides with my points. Hi, Sai, how are you? I'm doing great. Hi and bye. See you tomorrow, I guess. Are you gonna stream tomorrow? I'm still probably gonna be live tomorrow, Debbie. Wait, where are you going immediately?
Resonite crystals in the chest, and people were assuming they were either going to get more resonite crystals on the fourth wishlist goal or
what happened, Debbie? Are you okay?
The image completely changed that, and instead of having 11 resonite crystals in the third goal, they switched it to 2, which is exactly what they ended up getting.
That's
and then
crazy.
The final surprise, the 200,000 wishlist goal can chest of 8 crystals. So in total, they got 10 resonite crystals.
I haven't won yet.
In reality, they should have gotten 11.
By the way, okay, Debbie, be safe.
We're obviously outraged here. Like, what? Why are you being so stingy over something so stupid? Like over 10 pulls? Really? It's as if they were giving away real crystals. Like, what the hell is going on? The post celebrating 200,000 wish lists on Steam from Infinity Nikki.
We have to strategize our duels. Yes, there's a cooldown now with the duels.
And after sufficient community backlash, they finally quote tweeted that tweet and said, "You know what, guys? We're gonna give you 10 revelation crystals. Thank you so much for being such amazing fans." This led many people to believe that they were hoping that the community wouldn't notice, but when they did, they ended up giving them the rewards they were meant to have in the first place. Anyway,
oh, you did it, Sai?
So look,
I'm doing great, Nader. What about you?
But so far, this game has been nothing but perfect. You have to understand that.
May is number 1, 4,600, 46,000.
So scummy, and in which they played with their community's trust.
Wow,
hey, listen, the community, as I said, is wholesome. They will get past this and get back to the game they loved. Unfortunately, though, this was only the beginning. For
Girlin wants to duel me. I'm not dueling anyone.
Roller coaster.
Girlin, let's be honest. I've lost 2 times now. If I accept, I'm probably gonna win. I cannot. Sure, I'll accept this. I will accept this duel.
So look, one thing you have to understand is that the release on Steam was going to coincide with a massive update, which was the 1.5 update. This had features the community was very
Are you kidding me?
Like a co-op mode. Before this, you weren't really able to play with other players. Your world only had you. But in 1.5, you were going to be able to play with a friend, exploring the world together and showing off your outfits. Additionally, there was going to be a full-fledged...
How do I lose 3 times in a row?
Before this, each outfit had like 2 or 3 colors that you could pull using the gacha mechanic. But here you had a seemingly endless amount of colors with their different palettes, capable of drastically changing any outfit you own. I can't really overstate just how excited the community was about dying. In fact, Infinity Nikki had hyped the hell out of it by releasing an event in 1.4 called Caring for the Bulkhead, or Bulkhead.
I lost 5 in a row, it's okay.
Comments for my spelling. This event had you collect
I can duel too, we didn't want. Yes, you can duel UG.
The open world, so that you can combine them in order to create different dyes.
100 per 5 minutes. Okay, it's still a 10 times
Tested
multiplier.
all those different dies on the bulkhead. Players loved this event, trying to figure out all the different combinations, and collected a gazillion of these materials in anticipation for the 1.5 update so that they can dye their outfits. April 28th was going to be the game's release date on Steam.
Wait, for a cow? Am I crazy? For a cow?
So that they can dye their outfits. April 28th was going to be the game's release date on Steam, and 1.5 would follow. This was going to be a new chapter in this game's history that would change everything. And it did indeed change everything, except everything for the worst. And players were completely blind.
I'm guessing the cooldown for the duels is still not implemented yet. Jellyfish, yeah, it's cute.
Excited by this. You see, prior to the 1.5 update, when you would launch the game and
Oh, it
play
is.
through the tutorial,
Yeah.
it would show you the backstory.
These are
Nikki
cute
is
outfits.
Preparing for her prom, so she goes to her attic, opens the closet, and
They should do
finds
this
one
in
of her
Genshin.
brother's old dresses. That
Gotcha on the
dress turns
outfits.
out to be breathtaking, and for whatever reason, it starts dancing with Nikki all of a sudden. After some short dance moves, the dress puts itself on Nikki and transports her to another world. In this world, she meets a goddess that looks really cool, by the way, who tells her that she used to know her mother a long time ago and that now she has to save this world by collecting all the different miracle outfits.
Wait, what?
So even if you weren't a story player or someone who necessarily cares about lore, this intro still managed to somehow captivate you, to reel you into this new world that you just found yourself in. Not to mention, this isn't generic in any way. It's not the typical gacha story. It's original and beautiful and leaves you with just enough questions to keep going. However, when old players launched the game after the 1.5 update, they were met with this cutscene. It was also sudden, there was no prior warning,
what happened?
and they were like, what the hell's going on? They were met with this new strange character that they had never met before, talking to them about how they're a goddess or whatever. And then they found themselves doing another tutorial, even though they've been playing the game for a long time. People were wondering, what the hell is this? Some kind of prank? What's going on here? Well, it turned out that the whole story changed.
Thank you, Zen.
Okay, it was retconned. That's the term. It was retconned, and everything you've known beforehand didn't matter anymore. There was no dress in the attic.
That
Your
update
mother,
was
who
so
cares
weird,
about her?
really?
You having to save the world? We don't know why. You're just a goddess or whatever, and yeah, just go do you. Like, nothing made sense. Players were absolutely baffled. Why would you change such a perfect story? It didn't make any sense. Here are some comparisons, right? You start in the attic in the old one, and then you just start somewhere unknown. You have
Just
no idea
somewhere,
where you're
bro.
at. Anna,
Yeah.
that woman with the white hair that you meet in chains in the first intro, who was your mother's friend, just appears randomly, like with no cool cutscene or whatever, in the second new intro. This is also without mentioning the fact that it just looked uglier, almost like it was rushed for whatever reason. Some people had the theory that Infold did this to make co-op mode make sense lore-wise, since the new tutorial had an emphasis on different worlds. But seriously, how stupid is that? No one needs lore or a justification as to why you can play with your friend. No one asked for this. There was no one who saw this new
Wait,
tutorial
so they
and
did
thought, "Man,
all
I'm
of
really
this to make it so for the multiplayer update to make sense?
glad they did this.
Okay.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they just broke it in the process of trying to fix something
Let's
that
break
didn't
it.
need fixing. This is without us going into detail about how they butchered some beloved side characters by retconning the story. One character that was beloved by the community, because of course most of them
Let's
are
go home.
female,
Glad
is
I'm here with
Giovanni,
everyone.
This dreamy looking fella right
Glad
here.
you're here
The
too,
story
Airport.
being retconned made his whole story not really make much sense anymore, which is wonderful news to many players who play the game. Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it. I get why
Giovanni
players
from Pokemon?
are so pissed.
Is this
I
guy
get
from
this too.
But
But buddy, we're not even halfway through this mess yet.
I will be
hold your
okay, Zen.
horses. Things are about to get way worse. Look, if you play gacha games, you know how the gacha system works.
Kuching.
You pull on the banner of a character you want, using either the currency you earn
A
in-game
Kuching
or one
banner?
you
Wait,
buy
that
in
existed?
store.
A
You can
Kuching banner? Why? Wait, why is there a Kuching banner? Is this like early on?
get really lucky initially.
Why is there a
and get what you
coaching banner?
want, or you can get really unlucky, but not too unlucky because there's a pity system that limits how unlucky you can get before giving you what you want. If you want to go the extra mile,
That must
or
be
if
like
you're
a really
rich or
old
just
banner.
Responsible with your money, you can usually pull for the same character multiple times, and their copies would give them more abilities, making them
5 stars,
OP
look at
as
that.
hell. Now, based on how lucky or unlucky you are, and if we're going to assume that you're only buying the currency, not earning it in game, prices have always
Escoffier.
varied. But recently, because of pressure from the United States,
These are all
Genshin was forced to
These
show
are all characters I don't recognize, by the way. That shows how much I've fallen off Genshin. These every single character right here I don't recognize. That's how much.
Exactly how much a character would cost if you were to be lucky, or the
Not just that,
unluckiest
it leans on
possible.
previous
And as you
Nikki
can see
games, but
here,
they made
it's
it a bit weird, so nobody
$1.98 to
understood who played one of the others.
475.2.
Really?
So if you bought all your currency from the
I
store
can check
Genshin
souls
Impact and got
throughout the entire
extremely
24-hour
unlucky,
stream, right?
reaching
Yes.
Heart Pity at 90 wishes, you would have paid $475.2.
You remind me of
Keep that
Xiao.
in
I
mind.
am Xiao.
Now in Infinity Nikki, you're not pulling for
'Cause
a
I'm
character,
edgy
you're pulling for
and
an
sad
outfit,
all the
but
time.
not just one outfit, not one piece. You're pulling for multiple pieces of that same outfit. Usually a 5-star limited outfit will have around 10 different pieces. So you're going to be wishing a lot, but thankfully the chances of getting a duplicate are very low. And before the die system was even introduced, the way you could get different colors for the outfit was to 1. Get the whole outfit, 2. Get 180 wishes, or 3. Get 230 wishes, with each one granting you a different color. Now look, overall, a lot of players collected currency in-game in order to get these outfits, but if you were to do this with money only,
Wait.
with no currency collected
All for colors? Do they give you different damage?
in game, this could amount to close to 600 USD. Trying to get all the pieces of an outfit, plus getting all colors, including the 230 wish one. Even compared to other gacha games, this was more expensive on average. So it comes as no surprise that when 1.5 dropped,
Only
and
colors.
the very hyped up limited
Gonna work on
outfit
art while
banner
listening?
came
Okay,
out,
G.
people couldn't believe the fact
Show your
that instead of
progress every
having
time.
10 pieces, these outfits had 11 pieces, which meant that you had to pull an average of 20 more times in order to get that 11th piece, making the overall banner or outfit acquisition even more expensive than it used to be. This, just like the story getting retconned, came out of nowhere with no prior communication. And speaking of no prior communication, things would only get worse in that regard. You see, the endgame content for Infinity Nikki is called Mira Crown. Think of it like Infinity Nikki's version of Dress to Impress. You have to come up with different combinations of outfits throughout very specific challenges in order to progress. And once you did, you got currency that
What
you
have I
used
missed?
to wish on banners.
We duel.
Prior to 1.5, these would reset every 2 weeks, allowing you to get an ample amount of currency twice every month from the endgame content. When 1.5 released, though, people found out that it would take 3 weeks for it to reset as opposed to 2 weeks, making it even harder to get currency without spending money, and you're over here dealing with the fact that there's an 11th piece on an outfit you want. Yeah, it's just been punch after punch
Hi,
to
Ellie.
the face, but we're far from being done. The die system that was so incredibly long awaited was a massive disappointment.
There's no message that
Those
you can accept and it's on
materials that
cooldown.
people
Ah,
spent
okay.
a very long time farming in preparation for this system were now deemed useless. You now needed a new kind of currency that costs money in order to unlock
That
the colors. And just as you
sucks.
thought,
Wait, they're scum. I'm kidding.
this already sucks. Well, it sucks even more because you have to unlock the color you want on each individual piece of clothing, which means you need to unlock it 11 times. 11 times!
That's
so unless
crazy.
you were willing to cough out hundreds of dollars on currency packs,
Just do
you
that.
could kiss that sweet dream of having a functioning die system goodbye. This was especially hurtful to the players because much of these colors were named after the fruit materials.
I've not had
that
enough
were
coffee for
present
this
during the
yet.
dying event.
Go get some
Player
coffee,
trust
Yuki.
was being squandered at every second, and it was obvious much of these changes were last second. What was going on?
Oof, money,
had influenced
yes.
for this to
Oof, money.
happen? Well, a lot of incompetence, but also
have a heart attack by the
potentially
sudden
illegal
voice. What do you mean?
activities. Someone had made a lengthy post on the Infinity Nikki Reddit highlighting the illegal practices that Infold was committing in their game. For example, someone looked into the game files and found that the drop rates for different items in an outfit were not the same, with the most wanted aspects of an outfit like the hairstyle and the dress itself
That's 4%.
being lower than
Oh,
shoes,
wow.
socks, and accessories. This is
Why would
not
I want
in any way,
shoes?
shape, or form specified in game, going against European gambling laws and also American FTC laws. At the same time, the game had these ridiculous discounts
Legos.
on items that didn't make any sense. For example, one item you could buy in 1.5 was a bathtub. And as you can see here, there's a
Wait.
discount with
A bathtub? What are you gonna do with the bathtub? Can you like use it as a weapon?
the
Can you use the
original price
bathtub as a
of
weapon?
49 euros and it being sold for 10 euros.
My
Dubious
English knowledge
discounts like
stopped
this
at the
are
voice once more.
illegal by the FTC and European
Some of them are
consumer
you
laws.
assuming I'm a
This
human. What I
wasn't
gotta
just
do to get
present
to
in
the
Europe,
must
this
be
was
human and
present
very made
in
a
all
revolution. Anything you
regions,
say is
and
okay, sharing
dubious
of me
discounts
glue to
go
you.
against all consumer laws,
Devastating more
period.
than ever
People
demonstrating how to
complained
give a
heavily
mother.
about this and threatened legal
I
action.
feelings
So
levitating, never fitting in the
Info
order
gave
of
in.
working for the
They
day.
removed
You
the
can say I
discount
feel
and
like celebrating because I
miraculously,
know
it
how to
seems
get
that
in
the final
motivated. I'm
price is
elevating music. You make
$14.
elevating
Wow.
music.
But listen, all these things
Oh,
suck
he's
so
too
much, but they've
mainstream.
been mostly tied to game features and monetization, right? Well, yeah, that's because we haven't talked about one of the biggest issues with 1.5, and that's the fact that it made the game
Just hurl the
almost
tub at the enemy.
unplayable because of bugs.
More damage,
like
most
this one
damage.
right here.
Oh my gosh, it's Coggers. Spin the win,
This was
boys.
not present in the game
Spin the
before
win.
1.5. What happened?
That was
Or how
awesome,
about
Say.
this
Was
one
it?
right here? The
Very nice.
floating
I'm sorry.
mic. Like, come on, how does this
Sorry,
happen?
Ellie.
Someone
You got
commented,
this.
insane. Another retcon. Nikki now literally a bodiless no-clip entity. I should mention though that not all bugs were funny. Some people genuinely couldn't log into the game, and if they did, it
That was
would immediately
inspiring.
just crash. But there really were a lot of funny bugs. Oh, Nikki's opening a door.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
teleported.
That's another retcon. Doors can teleport now.
There was even a bug in which the new character that shows up in the new intro doesn't even
Retcon.
appear. And the person who posted it said, maybe the best bug in 1.5 version. Dude, people hated this new story. Actually, I think it was safe to say that people hated
Ellie, thank you for the
every
follow.
single aspect of 1.5 and were hoping to go back to 1.4 at this point. It got so bad that they started threatening boycotts on the Infinity Nikki official subreddit as well as the official Infinity Nikki Discord. They just couldn't handle this anymore. To their surprise though, Infold revealed their true colors and started banning or muting anyone that would say the word boycott.
Whoa. Damn. I mean, sure, man. If you're gonna go into their Discord and say boycott, yeah, you're gonna get banned.
So what did the community
That's crazy.
do? They started using the word
How many give subs for an August D cover? I'm gonna save for that.
girl con.
Who's August
This
D?
movement started quickly spreading even outside of Infinity Nikki, reaching other games from Infinite, like Love and
10,
Deep Space.
20,
It even
30,
got
how many?
reported
I don't
on
know.
by Vice and other publications
decide
because
that,
the
Ray.
community was doing everything they could to let the world know our game is going through the shitter. But if you thought that only Western players were participating in this
Girl
con,
caught.
you made a mistake.
Can't ban me for that.
Because this even
Girl
reached
cut.
the Chinese community. It went all the way to Steam forums to warn new players not to download the game, as you can see from all these posts over here. Bad, 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 everybody don't play. Do not get in, this game makes you unfortunate. This was now a global movement, and they were pissed.
That's
And
crazy.
It forced Infinity Nikki to make some sort of a
August,
statement,
yeah.
and they came out with this apology at the end of April,
How many
shortly
subs for
after
that?
1.5 had released, saying,
How much do you guys want it?
regarding version 1.5
How much do you guys want?
experience.
Real
Dear
bad,
stylists,
very bad,
hope this message
super
finds you
bad.
well. First and foremost, we would like to extend our sincerest apologies.
Hello,
We
how
are
are you
truly
today,
sorry
Sai?
that
I'm
we
doing
were
great.
unable to provide you with a stable experience upon the release of the new version. We understand that every stylist's love and trust in Infinity Nikki is something we must cherish and uphold with the utmost dedication. With the desire to offer Nikki and all of you a more vibrant and colorful journey, we had planned various new content for this update, designing outfits in diverse styles, creating fun and engaging gameplay, and crafting unique landscapes. We hoped Nikki could embark on thrilling adventures across parallel worlds, discovering endless surprises and joy in Miraland. However, this time,
Miraland.
we fell short of expectations. Following the version update, we received a lot of feedback regarding game experience issues, primarily concerning the DIY workshop, co-op feature, and overall game performance, including issues such as login failures, crashes, and resolution problems. We have been carefully collecting each report and immediately working
Wait,
with our
May
teams to
and
address these
Cherry.
issues.
Wait, I don't know if Jerry plays it, but I know May does. Wait, was this actually
Sincerely
real?
apologize for the issues that
Good night,
disrupted
everyone. Good night,
Nikki's
wait.
dazzling and dreamlike journey. Following an urgent review by the development team, we have already resolved
Obrigado,
nearly
Mikasa.
100 issues, improved the stability of multiplayer servers, and carried out emergency fixes for certain visual display issues.
Yes, it was.
Moving
Oh my
forward, We will
gosh.
continue to monitor
Review,
the game's
you played it
performance
too?
to ensure these problems do not reoccur. Below is a detailed update
Oh,
on the
man.
fixes. So here they give a list of around 13 different issues that they seemingly fixed. Then they go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room, saying additional clarifications based on community feedback. Number 1, number of pieces in the 5-star outfits, Snowy Ballad, and Crimson Feather. In version 1.5, the Bubble Season update introduced multiplayer gameplay to create a richer, more engaging adventure for Nikki and all stylists. This idea
Okay.
also shaped the design direction of the new outfits. From the early design stage, we intended the 5-star outfits to embody themes of collaboration and companionship, symbolized by the story of the ever-blazing bird sacrificing herself to save the iceborne mermaid.
Oh my gosh. Imagining, because me just reading this one sentence right here without playing Infinity Nikki, I was like, what?
Thus,
Did
we
you just say to
introduced
me?
dedicated dynamic effects, transformation animations, and unique music compositions for these outfits. In Snowy Ballad, we introduced highly dynamic special effects for the pieces and special aurora effects for the hair. The Crimson Feather outfit was designed around the core concept of rebirth, featuring a unique ash form appearance and different transformation effects depending on whether Nikki is in the air or on the ground. In
Oh my
addition,
gosh.
to align with the theme of the new version, we introduced multiplayer features in the design of both the decoration item and dance move. The Eternal Snowdew decoration now features a special co-op interaction, and for the Everlasting Hope dance move, we attempted to create a co-op dance mode based on the original dance move. Both the versions were developed with dedicated custom music compositions. To enrich styling combinations, the total number of pieces for these outfits was set at 11. We sincerely apologize for the lack of prior communication.
I'll be in lurk mode. I'm EP. Okay, Saya.
Forward,
wait, Saya, your name changed again. I swear it was a capital S earlier. Now it's a little dude now.
We guarantee that the number of pieces in
guys,
outfits will not exceed 11, and
oh my gosh, am I dyslexic?
To official channels. So look, the majority of this paragraph was just mumbo jumbo. Honestly, it doesn't make any sense to include this. I don't care about your.
You can edit the caps whenever you want.
People are just concerned about it going from 10 to 11 and costing more, and their logic was because it was meant to be in the spirit of cooperativeness or whatever the hell, or new features. But you have to keep in mind, in one of the outfits, there are 11 pieces, and you can't even see one of the pieces, which are the socks.
The numbers are always the same. Yeah.
The dress. You literally cannot see it. So what's the point?
Like, oh my gosh.
This was them saying that 11 pieces are here to stay, but hey,
it's like finding out it's like finding out you're colorblind.
This is kind of hard to believe since they already did it without notifying anyone to begin with. They then say, number 2, duration changes for the Mirror Crown Pinnacle contest. To offer a richer and more diverse styling experience, the Mirror Crown Pinnacle contest and the special effects are periodically refreshed and updated. As each version varies in duration, the duration of each Mirror Crown Pinnacle contest has also differed accordingly. We have taken note of the community's discussions regarding the contest duration. In response, we are planning to end the current contest at 4 a.m. on May 16th, with the next contest starting immediately at 4 a.m. on May 16th. Starting from the next cycle, the Mirror Crown Pinnacle contest will be held twice a month, starting on the 1st and 16th of each month. So hey, I guess they fixed this, but only because the community spoke up. Otherwise, they would have been completely fine keeping it 3 weeks at a time instead of 2, giving the community less currency to wish on their favorite outfits. They then continue, number 3, DIY Workshop design intentions and future plans. The original intention behind the DIY Workshop was to provide stylists with greater freedom in outfit design and styling combinations. We have received all of your feedback and are carefully reviewing the current designs to further optimize the DIY Workshop experience. In addition, for fully evolved outfits,
I hate the lowercase though, it drives me insane.
Dyeing system in the future, offering expanded customization options and richer visual effects. If you have suggestions regarding the DIY Workshop, please feel free to email us at our support email. Every piece of feedback from you is a driving force for us. Your voices guide Infinity Nikki's path forward. In the future, I'm
gonna see this post on Twitter. I'm like, bro, little bro, I ain't reading all that.
Conduct thorough reviews.
Way too many words. There's not even that many pictures on it. And you want me to read it?
Again. As an expression of our heartfelt apologies, we will be distributing the following compensation to all players via in-game mail, which are 10 Revelation Crystals, 10 Resonite Crystals, and 1,200 diamonds.
Wow!
10 wishes on the limited banner, 10 wishes on the permanent banner, and 1,200 diamonds for you to buy 10 wishes on whichever banner you want. They then end this by saying, finally, we would like to speak from the heart. Version
That's too many words.
Milestone for Infinity Nikki.
Too bad I'm not reading it.
Step forward, introducing co-op gameplay for the first time. We hope Nikki's journey can now stretch even further across the vast sea of stars, where every heart longing for warmth can find connection and companionship. Every member of our team shares the same deep love for the Nikki IP and treats every version update with the utmost care and commitment. We stand together with all our stylists. We may have yet to build a world that fully lives up to your expectations, but we have never stopped running forward because to us, Infinity Nikki has always been more than just a game. It is a dream built over 5 years from thousands of sketches and endless passion. Like many of you, we adjust the camera angles again and again to capture Nikki's perfect moments.
Should I change my name, guys?
At the beauty of each new outfit. These are not just empty words. We have always held tightly to
there's no channel called like
to make Infinity Nikki
I don't want to say this because someone might take it, but there's no channel called
our reason for loving this world.
Silas. Just Silas.
We know that there is still much for us to improve, but because of your companionship, Nikki's journey can continue to push the boundaries of imagination. Please give us one more chance to let Nikki's starlight continue to shine for us all and to keep the warmth in our hearts forever burning bright. Sincerely, the Infinity Nikki dev team. So yeah, it was definitely a whole lot of yapping. Unfortunately, even though that last
definitely a whole lot of yapping.
Kind of do feel bad
Jimothy,
because these decisions were probably not.
My brother's again.
There are many things that were not addressed, like how the dice system was clearly supposed to be something you earn in game, but became something you buy with money, or how they intentionally tried to deceive consumers with their dubious discounts. And let's not forget the biggest issue that people had, which was them changing the story for no reason.
True.
This apology was lackluster, even if the
it's because they retcon it, so the multiplayer makes sense. Multiverse
was fairly generous. But hey, you know what's funny? Speaking of being generous, there were many players logging in to find that their crystal balance was in the negative.
What?
Something usually reserved for people who buy crystals
and then refund it.
Back with their credit card in order to try to pull a case of fraud. You see, there's this pass that you can buy for $5 that gives you currency every single day. Well, at some point, the game was bugged beyond recognition and it would count you logging in twice, something that the player had no control over. So they started taking those crystals away, not to mention this person right here posting this post saying, I'm going to cry, spending 20 euros on the game, and then for whatever reason, logging in the next day and seeing that the balance was in the negative, even though they didn't charge
that
back or anything.
sucks.
Speaking of that monthly pass, in order to get the daily currency that you paid for, you have to log in, otherwise you miss out on them whenever you don't. Someone had spent $5 on the pass and wanted to log in order to get the daily currency, but they couldn't because the game was so damn bugged. They sent an email to support, and this is what they had to
Give
say.
me my currency.
Sorry for the late reply. This inability to log in resulting in rewards not being claimed is not compensable.
What?
Please log in on another device as soon as possible the next time you experience the situation. Thank you for your patience. Bro, I don't know who the hell's training this customer support team, but that is not how you approach the situation. This, of course, was disastrous. People who were spending money on the game couldn't log in because, well, it wasn't their fault. They were being penalized for these bugs, and support had this to say.
I will be the one guy replying to the emails. I'm replying to the emails. I'm like, too bad. Try again later.
Take things into their own hands. Sending another message to this person saying, Dear Stylist, we noticed that our previous response to your inquiry was incorrect and we apologize for the inconvenience caused to you. Please provide us with your UID, the symptoms of your inability to log in, and the number of days affected. We will further verify the situation and promptly communicate with you on the follow-up situation. Best regards, Infinity Nikki support team. Well, that's cool, right? That's way better than that last response. Way to go, right? Well,
next page.
12 hours later.
Oh, my cheek. Lanceria.
And it's, Hi,
my cheek.
We have detected that you have not responded for a long time, and this ticket will be automatically closed. If you have any further questions, please initiate a new inquiry. Thank you for your understanding. Total unforgivable chaos in every way, shape, and form. And
it's for the Huffy slander yesterday. Also, hi. I've never slandered any Hufflepuff. I've only said true statements.
The apology barely covered half of the grievances they had. But this all changed on May 18th, a bit over 2 weeks since 1.5 came out, and it somehow managed to get even worse. On May 18th,
Jinx, Mujin owes me a kiss. Mwah.
Yet another statement saying, Dear Stylist, this is the Infinity Nikki dev team. First and foremost, we sincerely thank you for your unwavering support and love for Infinity Nikki. Since the launch of version 1.5, insufficient preparation during pre-release testing led to unexpected.
I bet you're secretly a Hufflepuff. No, I'm proudly a Gryffindor. I'm a Gryffindor.
We fully acknowledge that this is our responsibility, and
it's because I'm brave and the good guy.
Team moving forward. Additionally, we encountered technical challenges during development.
I'm not evil.
More time to resolve thoroughly. Following rigorous assessment,
I'm not smart either.
Extend version 1.5's end date
139 IQ only.
Stability and prevent similar issues from reoccurring. We're acutely aware that these recent issues have impacted your experience and the trust and affection you've placed in us. To all stylists, we offer our deepest apologies. So then they go ahead and outline that version 1.5 is going to end on June 12th. A delay of a few weeks, and then they proceed to say weekly tasks, Starlit Pursuit delay notice. After version
Gryffindor or basic BS of Hogwarts Universe changed my mind.
Based on this,
you're
we
wrong.
are optimizing related systems, and
every Gryffindor is the main character.
Starlit Pursuit, originally scheduled for May 20th, will now debut in version 1.6. This is an event with co-op being the main focus, right? They then continue saying, this delay allows us to refine task mechanics for a smoother experience. Additional details will be announced at a later date. Please stay tuned. In light of this change, 360 Starlit Crystals will be given to all players as compensation. That's 3 wishes, okay? They continue, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to every stylist for your understanding and continued support. Throughout the development journey since launch, we've faced a multitude of challenges and uncertainties, from optimizing performance across diverse devices with varying capabilities.
I'm gonna tell the author to rewrite it so Hufflepuff is main character has now.
Many of these hurdles were unprecedented for our team. Rather than offering premature communication,
you in contact with J.K. Rowling?
Problems methodically, responding to your expectations only once we had secured concrete solutions. But rest assured, we've heard your feedback loud and clear. The Threads of Reunion storyline's absence in this version was never intended as a removal from Infinity Nikki's narrative. Its associated outfit remains on our development roadmap. Due to technical hurdles in version 1.5, we were unable to properly refine the introduction of the Sea of Stars chapter and the narrative setup for Threads of Reunion, which regrettably led to
the headpat Mac.
These elements are planned for future updates.
I guess we're not playing Infinite Nikki. Look at all the problems with Infinity Nikki. And this is only one day. One day.
Rigorous design scrutiny to ensure seamless integration into the open world experience and lore consistency. On top of that, adaptation,
one day.
and stability issues across various platforms, including PlayStation, have been identified and are being resolved systematically.
That was some time ago.
Adjustments under discussion.
So it's better now?
Some changes require extended development cycles, but we commit to implementing them through phased updates. We will share progress once plans solidify.
Since the emote won't happen, I'll just draw my idea of the cheese ball trophy.
So finally, around halfway through this paragraph, we got some sort of a confirmation that they're aware.
My tummy hurts. I have like a tummy ache.
Intro, but they only
How do you fix a tummy ache, guys?
Associated outfit to that original story, and they said, "Don't worry, guys, it's still coming." No mention of the entire story changing.
Reaper won. Wait, Bing Bong. Have you actually never won? Have you never won?
They then said, "Oh yeah,
wait, Bing Bong, have you never won?" Oh my gosh.
How is that my problem?
Depends on what caused it.
Release it because the old one was perfect in its own way. You didn't need to even do this, especially not to introduce.
Lost 6 in a row.
Who cares?
I don't want to duel you now. The chances of you winning now is so good. No one duel Bing Bong anymore. They're gonna win immediately. They just lost 6 in a row. They just lost 6 in a row.
Expand tiered cumulative top-up rewards in upcoming versions. Dude, who asked? Like, who asked?
I can't.
Like, hey guys,
I didn't get a notification. There's like a 10-minute or 5-minute global cooldown.
Getting more rewards. It's like, I don't care, bitch. How tone deaf is that? They then continue and say, "We fully recognize that our current communication efforts may not meet every stylist's expectations. To address this, we are launching a new initiative, the Miraland Roundtable, to openly address player concerns and collaboratively explore solutions. We sincerely invite all stylists to share their feedback and suggestions through the following dedicated channels. Your candid feedback, both critical and encouraging, has prompted deeper reflection. Drafting this message stirs mixed emotions, guilt over delayed promises, yet gratitude for your unwavering support. As compensation for version 1.0,
there's a cooldown, Bing Bong. You have to wait like 5 minutes.
All stylists will receive diamonds, as well as energy crystals every day from June 5th to June 12th, totaling 960 diamonds and 8 energy crystals. Thank you for standing with us. Together we'll make Infinity Nikki shine brighter than ever." So, yeah, another non-apology. Pretty much
more
not
sting with the
reassuring
follow.
players in any way, shape, or form. This whole Miraland Roundtable is too little too late.
Too little too late.
Ridiculous in scope
Absolutely
and size
terrible.
even notifying the community.
I keep hearing
How are they supposed
stylist
to
as
trust you in this
stylist.
roundtable? There are 444 replies to this tweet, and let me tell you, most of them are furious. Because as this comment right here points out, 220 pity not being lowered, barely addressing retcon.
Wait, the pity is 220? Did I just miss that? I just deleted it from my brain. 220? Pity for like a 5-star? Is that real? 220? Is it the highest pity ever?
Story. No addressing the horrible dying system, no addressing the Mira crown changes, but hey, we got 8 pulls.
220?
That was the sentiment in the majority of the community, both global and
Oh my gosh.
So it didn't really take long.
220?
People who were very big fans of the game painfully chose.
Wait, do you earn faster? Do you earn currency faster then?
After seeing just how tone deaf the dev team was. And this once wholesome community, this once very positive and contagiously nice community was just riddled with people who had lost all hope, who were depressed at the fact that this game was never going to be the game they loved just one update ago. It was very sad to see because, as I said in the beginning,
wait, one update ruined it.
Seen as the beacon of hope, the one game that was immune to the very stupid.
No, we gotta rectify the number by ruining someone else's number.
And some
Good one,
people
Reaper.
were
You know, someone has to take the
the
extras. It's never gonna get fixed.
That much common on the Infinity Nikki unofficial Reddit, as well as other places online. But why did this happen? Why did this developer shoot themselves in the foot with a goddamn shotgun when their community loved their game? Well, there are a few theories. Let's talk about them. As I pointed out before, the revenue for this game has just been going down every single month fairly consistently. Before the game released, the CEO of the studio revealed that Infinity Nikki was being developed by over 1,000 people.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of people.
Of course, this includes outsourcers.
That's a lot of people.
Works at Infold, but you get the point. This cost a lot of money to make. So look, like this post on Reddit explains it, there are many theories here.
Give it back to Bing Bong, but Bing Bong has to win or lose depending on what.
One of your bosses was replaced with some idiot. This might seem very familiar to you. It happens too often, unfortunately. Maybe a new boss comes in, they have ego issues, they're insecure, they have imposter syndrome. They want people to think that they're smart, so they make these crazy major changes that no one ends up liking and they end up screwing up the whole company. This is maybe what's happening at Infold. But interestingly enough, this hasn't stopped them from aggressively recruiting in their Shanghai office.
They're still recruiting.
Why?
It's because they want to
money printer love in deep space, or maybe because they laid off a lot of Infinity Nikki devs that were originally on the game and are replacing them with cheaper labor. Who knows? What I do know for certain though is that this game was a breath of fresh air in the gacha community, and it made an important.
They're recruiting for
segment of
lads,
players
probably.
feel like they're finally validated with a game that meant something for them. Are they going to be able to get a game like that again? Well, I hope so, because they deserve it. But that's not to say that there aren't any Infinity Nikki players hoping that the game will redeem itself.
That cat looks like Jirachi.
And you know what? For their sake, I hope that that will be the case. But if you ask my opinion, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Anyway, thanks so much for watching the video till the end. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video, whenever that is, which should be in a few days from now. I love you so much. And yeah, take care.